if you can, guys, if you can confirm if everything is all right, I mean audio and charts, if they are visible, that would be great. Not sure if I can see the. Okay, great. Cheers. Guys, we do have our live trading room today in a little bit different way, because I'm not in the usual place today. So using different, actually using the laptop. So hopefully I'll be able to cover all important aspects, and we will be able to make quite a good thing. So the US is FX US is open, but before we start, let's go through quick risk warning. So trading effects on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investments, so please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Please seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. So we are done with the risk warning. Then, guys, there is a possibility, to be honest with you, I can't see, because of the, because of only of the one monitor here, because of the laptop, I can't see the list. But if you are, if someone's first time, if you are a first time, so just to avoid any doubts, right? Just to avoid thinking that, oh, Piotr has a rainbow on his chart. So on the chat window, you've got the 3 links to YouTube, right? So easily you can check what different colors mean on my charts, right? So red is a monthly, so anything on a smaller time frame, if you see any kind of the red color, it means that okay, it's related to the monthly chart. Then green is a daily, so anything on a lower time frame, if you see some green lines or green boxes, that means that it's related to daily chart. Anything on a lower time frame like orange or yellow, I mean, yeah, orange and yellow are related to lower time frames. Then 2 more links about the risk, part 1, part 2. So it should be much easier for you to understand what kind of the risk I'm taking, what I'm talking about, and if I'm saying that I'm gonna go very aggressively, that means that I'm gonna do aggressive day trading, means that I'm dividing my position into 3, right? All those explanations are available on the YouTube. So once you are going to have a few minutes, strongly encourage you to watch this stuff. Okay, I've been thinking for a while, and my colleagues told me that maybe that's not such a great idea. But I've been thinking if we should call today's meeting by this fucking dip again. And to be honest with you, those who knows me, right? You know that I'm not trying to trade blindly. I'm trying to find some levels or zones on the chart and trying to trade that. But again, upcoming Easter, and I think bulls may try to make every investor happy during the Easter time. So yeah, there is a possibility we are going to see some kind of the rally, some kind of a short squeeze again today or tomorrow. But that's what we are going to discuss. That's what we are going to discuss shortly. Let me check the chat window. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see the chat. Okay, guys, great. Yeah, thank you very much for those kind words. So let's not waste time. All right, let's start. Oh, geez, let's make quick cleaning. Okay, that's euro dollar. If you remember the chart, from the Twitter, most probably, or was it weekly or so? I don't remember. Was it something like this? Anyway, all those downside targets, we presented the chart on Twitter well in advance. So just for new guys, it's also a very good idea to follow us on Twitter, because what we're trying to do, we are trying to place everything well in advance and not commenting that we did this when it already happened, right? So if there is a stop, then and I place the comment on Twitter, then I don't have any kind of the problem to also put the information that I've been stopped out. So we were talking about this short possibility here. There was three possible targets. It looks like we hit all of them. Now, based on this daily chart, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter if we wanna draw. Sorry guys. I'm dry a little. If we wanna draw these trend lines through like this, through those dips and here, or if we wanna draw this trend line like that, because as you can see at the end, we are in the same place. Now, what's my thinking? That's gonna be very interesting here on the daily chart. For now, I don't expect any kind of a huge move to the upside for now, because I think we are trapped somewhere here, right? Okay, we are trapped somewhere here between lines, but also as you can see on Monday, when we were trying to make the breakdown, we also hit this green potential demand zone based on a daily chart, all right? So based on daily, actually we know where we are. So let's have a look if there is any intraday opportunity for euro dollar. So first let's check what we have on 30-minute chart. Okay, that's the 30-minute chart, and it's a little bit different story than what we have on the pound, but we'll be able to get to the pound as well later on. So we are still below the high after the non-payrolls, right? Which is, if I'm not mistaken, which is here. Okay, so what we know for now, that if one second. Okay, so what we know for now, that definitely I bet that we have some stops above this 660 5,670. All right. And also what we know, okay, what we know that here, let me show you in a different way. That here on this 30-minute chart, after this non-farm payroll spike, okay, so yeah, market took out some stops, pushed lower. So what we know that this final move, non-farm payrolls final move to the downside, right? That was the decision point here, most probably in my opinion, right? So let me try to make it a little bit bigger. So that should be better visible for you what I'm talking about. Okay. So that was the market makers move, right? Stops to the upside, to the downside. We end up the whole 30-minute candle, then some kind of the hesitation, all right? And then, with this move to the upside, without follow through, there was no follow through, right? So market respected this 640 or so level. So we moved to the upside, then boom. So that's why I think that was after the non-farm payroll, that was the decision point here. All right, that was the decision point here. So that was some kind of the simply some kind of the imbalance here. 1 second. That was some kind of the imbalance here. Let's make it even different way. So that was some kind of the imbalance after the non-farm payrolls, right? So what market did yesterday and day before? Hit possible supply, right? Clean some stops, right? But still, the top of this range survived. So that's why I think the stops are starts here up to this level. So there are gonna be some kind of the liquidity. Okay. Now, what was important? We made the rally towards the possible supply. All right. We consolidated a bit above the previous high. All right. And simply we went higher again to clean the latest stops. But what happened yesterday? Right? It was yesterday. What happened yesterday? Market was not able to hold the latest demand. Right? So here we moved higher. Okay. We hit this non-farm payrolls possible supply zone, and we went lower, right? So again, within this non-farm payrolls yellow base, right? we created another one. We created another one which has been hit earlier today. Now, because we are always trying to have at the very beginning at least 1 to 3 risk-reward ratio, so let's have a look if today's approach. One second. Okay. So what I did, because we had one more thing. We didn't finish quite in a strong fashion here, as you can see. So what we did, the demand zone being created. So as we were approaching this supply here, even before we hit here, okay, here, I knew it. Once we moved above this level here, so drop below the previous small demand here, drop based Riley towards the previous supply. Now the question is, if I would open it when I know that the top of the range is around 105, a little bit too high, 105.97, right? Taking into the consideration the whole base. So as you can see, 3 to 1 is at the very bottom of this range, right? So trying to explain in a book case, if you were looking to sell at the bottom of that range, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good from my 3R perspective, right? Because I knew it that the 3R is at the bottom of this demand range, and I may expect some demand here, right? So in that case, trying to have the sell order here, that wouldn't be great 3R. So most probably that wouldn't be good for me. So in other words, that would be possible to try to make it a little bit different way, trying to look for selling opportunities inside this possible supply zone. All right. Knowing that based on 30 minutes, that's the 30-minute zone, but if it's something inside on a smaller time frame, to know that if I'm gonna to open here, I have to have at least 3R or more towards the top of this demand. So let's have a look here. Let's switch to 5-minute chart. All right. So one important thing, what I'm trying to tell you is, me personally, as you know, sometimes if we are trading very aggressively, then I can use only like 10 or 5-minute charts and not checking the higher time frames. But what I'm trying to show you here, once you have your supply or demand zone on a higher time frame, very often it's going to be a very good idea to switch to smaller time frame and to try to find out if we have any kind of the confirmation on smaller time frame inside the higher time frame, right? And immediately, as you can see here, we have our answer. Okay, guys. One important thing, I'm looking for something inside the 30 minutes supply, right? So I don't care if I have any kind of the demand in between, because I'm interested in the supply within 30 minutes chart, but I'm looking for some hints inside 30-minute chart, inside the supply on 30-minute chart using smaller time frames. So immediately, as you can see, we have this case here. Market tried higher, immediately sold off here. All right. So the yellow one is a 30 minutes supply. What I know here is that this rally sold off here below the demand. Another rally sold off below the demand. All right. So we broke this previous swing high. So we know what we know, that if there was a sellers here, okay, we went higher and market was able to push it lower. So if we had a sellers here, they were trying, after the move lower and retest, they were trying to push the prices lower. So what I know that here, and let me place that's not red, let's say that's orange, but what we know that somewhere here within this 5 minute on this 5-minute chart, within this 30-minute supply, I do have a chance to narrow my supply zone from the 30-minute chart. I do have a possibility not to, because I don't have an edge, right? Hopefully it's not gonna be so complicated. As we made our calculation, 1, 2, 3, bottom of this demand from 30-minute chart. So this 30-minute supply, even if it looks good, simply we don't have an edge. There is no reason trying to trade based on 30-minute charts only to sell here, trying to targeting here, because we know that we may expect some demand on this 30-minute time frame a little bit higher. So no way for us to trade. But once we switch to smaller time frame, all right, and we are looking for something inside this 30-minute chart, okay, and we found it. So instead of selling here, having our stop here +1 plus 2 pips spread, right? We have to calculate everything. So let's say 9 plus 1, 10 plus spread, something around 12. We have to target something around 33, 36 pips, which is clearly well at the bottom of the range. But now, once we know that we have something inside here, all right. So by narrowing the distance between the entry and stop, let's have a look what we can get here. So that's the 6, okay, +1, 7, +2, 9. So we need 27. Is it okay? No. Looks like still it wasn't okay. Okay, but it was closer. It was closer. So hopefully you get the idea how to use the demand or supply zone from higher time frame and going into the smaller time frame, how to try to get the edge, how to try to have a little bit bigger advantage. In that case, that wouldn't work as well, all right? Because that's not 27, that's 23. But if you are a day trader, then that's completely different discussion if I would trade it or no. Okay. So hopefully that that explains a bit. Now let's remove a few things and let's get back to this euro dollar. Okay, let's get back to this euro dollar. So we are testing and we are reacting, as you can see here on this euro dollar. Okay, and we are reacting here because of the trend line from the daily chart. So looks like there is some kind of the demand visible here. Okay, but please check one thing. A lot of uncertainty, and we are going narrower. So we are gonna to be within 10 pips range sooner or later. So in that case, okay, once we know that we are trapped, let's get back to daily. We know where we are. We know that we are trapped. Okay. So in my opinion, if you are bullish, I wouldn't blindly use this demand. Eventually what I would do, I would wait for breakout, close above this level, eventually retest, that's going to be visible on smaller time frame, and then eventually to the upside, counting for breakout higher, right? That would be the case for bulls. For bears, again, because of this possible trap here, all right, if you are not able, or simply the risk-reward ratio was not enough for intraday purpose, as we discussed a few seconds before, what I would wait for, the breakdown in that case, through this demand, okay, and this one is related to this move to the downside base up through this supply, right? So I would wait, what I would wait for to break down through this demand, which would in that case after the breakdown, and we want to see the breakdown, I mean not 3 pips below, but we would like to, as a daily chart, we would like to see the breakdown close below, retest. The demand is going to be immediately as a first possible supply and rally back into that zone. That's what we call test, right? So market simply will try to test this supply, this breakdown, if it was real or no, right? So in that case, looks like we still have some time. And if you would ask me, because we are where we are, right? But if you would ask me, okay, what's the bigger chance? I would say that to the downside. I don't know how long we are gonna to stay here within this tight range. But what I think, because of the upcoming Easter, I think that we are gonna to see few more stop hunts by pips or 2 or 3. So we are going to see some kind of the whipsaw to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. All right. So that's my view for euro dollar. So bigger picture, I still believe we have a chance to go lower. All right. But what we want to see, the breakdown, retest. So going to smaller time frame, trying to find within this green. For now, still demand, but after the breakdown, it's gonna be the first possible supply to try to find something on a smaller time frame. That's how I see the things, and of course we are gonna to cancel this bear scenario with move and close above, but we are gonna to immediately face supply based on the line. But in that case, that's not gonna be something we may not handle it, right? As you can see, there was already few tests, so all those supplies visible here were already tested, consumed, whatever we want to call it. So the possibility that once we are going to get back above, let's say 107, the case for squeeze, possibility of the short squeeze will rise. Okay, that's how I see. That's how I see the things. So for now, we are trapped, and yeah, I would watch how market is gonna to resolve the problem here. But why we started with euro dollar? Because there is a possibility that if we are gonna to be trapped here, all right, means volatility on euro dollar gonna be lower, all right. So there is a chance if we are gonna to see breakout or breakdown on other crosses. Let's say if we are gonna to see move back above 120 on dollar yen, right, with range, narrow range on euro dollar, there is a chance that euro JPY will try to take the advantage as well, right? So that's what we are going to discuss. That's what we are going to discuss right now. So that was the euro dollar. So we know where we are. And really, just to avoid some stop hunting for pips or 2 by the market makers, liquidity providers, and other different names. So yeah, I would watch euro dollar for now. And if anything, in my opinion, then of course I will try to find the time and to post on Twitter. So oh shit, time is flying. So let's switch to another. And the next one, that's gonna be dollar yen. And to be honest with you guys, I've been a huge fan. If you are following Twitter or if you are visiting from time to time our website, blog, whatever. So most probably you got it. For quite a time, I've been a huge fan of longs on dollar yen. All right. Now some guys selling that 109.50. Some banks were saying that 109.50 that might be the good buy, and most probably because as I couldn't find anything different than this. Anything different than this here, most probably that was the reason why they mentioned 109.50. Most probably because of the zone here. Okay, but to be honest with you, for me, this tiny candle here. All right. So I'm closer to 108.50, 60, 70 to the low of this candle and the next one. Okay, but still we are trying to hold this 109.50. Even during Tokyo session we hit 109.35 or so. But anyway, we are where we are here on dollar yen, and I don't know. I would like to see the daily close back above 110.20. As a chance for short squeeze. All right. Otherwise, we may see some kind of the choppiness, and depends what Trump is gonna to tweet. Depends on the data and depends on few other things. We may see some try to get back to 110.20, go through 109.50, 109.20, back to 50, maybe higher, lower level toward 106.60 and stuff like this. All right. So again, some kind of the chop. What else we can see here on the daily chart, from my perspective, and where we may see bigger demand, all right, where we may see bigger demand is here. That's the latest place from where the markets show the weakness. Then we never been lower than what we did from here. All right. So let's try to place. Let's try to place this one on the chart. All right. So we see that we've got a chance, looks like, to go as long as 107.70, 106.50. All right. And that could make sense medium term. So, for example, if you are short dollar yen, somehow you manage to hold your short from higher levels. So medium term, if you took partial profit, whatever, that's the zone I would look for as a final target. I don't know how bulls wanna try to play this case out. Okay, if they are gonna give up and we are gonna see like one-way candle during one day, I mean. If we are going to have a huge sell-off during one day and huge buying another day, right? Something like this. So I don't know how they want to trade it out in medium term. What else? Eventually the lower levels are supported by lower levels are supported, so 108.70. They are supported by those lines through the bottoms. All right. But if we are going to get over the time, that at some point, as we can see here, cross top of the range. So medium term. I wouldn't be surprised to see also the lower levels based not only on this demand, but also if we are gonna to use the trend lines, right? So that makes sense. That makes sense. Definitely, what bulls need, if we wanna cancel this bearish scenario, simply quick move back and close above 110, 20, even better above yesterday high, right? Trying to build something like this at the end of the week. All right. So I can imagine we are going to see higher prices on dollar yen, mostly because of the rate differentials. So mostly because of the, so in that case it's good to watch the yields. We are still below non-farm payrolls high on the 10-year T-notes, T-notes, not yields, 10-year T-notes. We are still below the high. So there was for me there was a clear stop hunting on Friday after the non-farm payrolls, and bulls didn't manage to get above that level. Let me have a look where we are right now. 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay, we're trying to go higher, but we are still on 10-year T-notes. We are still below. We are testing the previous high on the 10-year T-notes. Okay. So once you see the yields are going back higher, that could be the case for dollar yen. So we know where we are on a daily time frame, so let's switch to lower time frame and let's have a look what we have here and what we can do here using our supply demand approach. So from here, we went and make a lower low. Most probably the case started here. So that's the possible. Supply, as you can see, through the whole, after the Tokyo bounce, through the whole European session, we were trying to move above. I would say it's well tested and most probably well consumed, this one here, right? So I'm not sure how market will react. We may look for some stops here, and we may try to go simply higher here. Okay. But if we are gonna go higher here, so what's the next? Most probably, that could be the case here towards 1:10.50. Now. I've mentioned a few minutes ago that if we are going to go above 110.20, that could be bullish. So why I'm saying that 110.40.50, that could be supply, because what I said a few minutes before, that we need the close, daily close above 110.20, right? So now during the day we may see the rally towards 110.40, 50, maybe even 60, right? But again, we may get the daily close well below 120 or 110, the previous lows, okay? And then we may continue. They will may continue to the downside to see new lows, okay? So that's very important. The thing is that based on this 30-minute chart, as you can see here, yesterday around 109.50, we saw small buy-in coming in, but then we made new low and again new low. Okay, so from here to here, we are going to go on a lower time frame. Most probably we are going to have something about 110.20. But on this 30-minute chart, the market was simply looking for any kind of the buying activity. All right, so we had a started on this 30-minute chart, started here. Okay, so let's switch lower. Let's have a look what we have on 5-minute charts. And as I mentioned before, that we have a chance to find something within 110, 20, 50, and as you can see, market was trying to buy here, market was trying to buy here, stabilization, boom. That's the decision. Most probably that's the decision point. But anyway, because of this, because it's a 5-minute chart, I would do this way, and that's the difference what we saw on euro dollar. We are not looking for something inside based on a higher time frame. Here, let me change the color. This orange zone here, it's based purely on this 5-minute chart. So it's not a zone within the zone on a higher time frame. It's completely separate one. So in that case, I would be very careful here, and my approach wouldn't be like waiting with the order here. Okay, so my approach would be a little bit different on this 5-minute chart, or even one. If we are going to approach this level, I would go lower to even to 1-minute chart to see the market reaction. Once we hit this level, I would like to see 2 lower lows, trying to retest it, and then that would make to try to sell it off. But because this supply here is based purely on 5-minute charts, then you have to check also on this 5-minute chart where is the nearest demand, because you are trading off this 5-minute chart. So then you have to check if your risk reward is 1 to 3 at the beginning to not be trapped. So hopefully you got the point. Okay, so we don't have anything on 30-minute chart, but going lower to 5-minute chart, we got a little bit of possible supply here in between 110.12, 110.36, so quite wide. But anyway, as I mentioned, I wouldn't go straight with waiting with limit working order to sell. I would rather wait to see some kind of the price action on a very small time frame, like 1 minute, maybe 3 minutes. What's going to happen inside here? Because remember, especially if that's going to happen right before end of the day, it means that we may close the day above 110.20, and we may continue to the upside. We may try to squeeze some shorts. All right. So let's remove this 5-minute zone. Let's get back to 30-minute charts and where we are, what we can expect here. Okay. I know that some of you already see this possible head and shoulders. Okay, but again, I would be very careful to trying to buy this, especially if you are gonna to follow this possible inverse head and shoulders, then you are gonna to be the buyer right under the 110. So right or almost around the psychological 110, and after the breakdown, that the first possible supply line, the psychological level. All right. So I would like to, or maybe not would like. I'm gonna skip this idea of the inverse head and shoulders for sure. In case you wanna see some kind of the head and shoulders, so in my opinion, market will try to trap some traders trying to trade this small head and shoulders, and we are gonna to see bigger head and shoulders. So here, where you think it might be the head, it's gonna be left shoulder. We are gonna to see lower levels, most probably towards 109 or 108.60 based on this daily chart. Then move back, retest 109.50, and then bigger inverse head and shoulders may be in play. All right. So for now, because for that's a long time before we were here. If we wanna trade intraday on a smaller time frames, I wouldn't look for anything on a smaller time frame going back to when we were here before. Simply, I would wait for a kind of the combination here on a smaller time frame from the buyer's perspective to show me that the possible demand is coming in, to show me something on the chart I can take as a buyer. So that's how I see the things on dollar yen. Now, so we may see both strong move to the downside, a strong rally during the day. In case you are a seller, you want to see failure around the possible supply we drew on the 5-minute chart or 5-minute chart, or you may want to wait for 110.40 on this 30-minute chart, and especially if it's at the beginning of the day, and then to see the continuation to the downside, right? And opposite to the sellers, the buyers have to wait for some kind of the sign of the strength, but I can see something like this for now. All right, that's the 5-minute chart. That's the place from here. We saw the weakness, that was the lowest point during the Tokyo session from here. And look, bulls were not able to go through this level. So we are still within these highs here. Okay? So that's how it looks on dollar yen. A little bit different story is on euro JPY. A little bit different story is here on euro JPY. Okay. The thing is that it's very wide, this daily demand, the possible daily demand. All right, but we are right now at the top of this range. So, what would be my approach here? looks like based on a daily, the possible supply is closer to yesterday high, closer towards 117, so almost 100 pips from here. I would be very careful looking for sell here. Okay, even if we have something, some kind of the supply based on the intraday chart, I would be careful to selling here. Very interesting stuff is going on right now. We saw the market went lower. There was some kind of the base here. And we saw the rally. All right. So what we do right now, simply we are testing this level. The thing is, we are going to go on a smaller time frame. That's the first sign of some kind of the buying activity here, but it might be related to simply profit taking, right? Let's have a look how it looks. Let's check what's going on the 5-minute chart. And with this rally, we didn't manage to go through the latest supply. As possible supplies based on the 5-minute chart. Actually, I'm going to try to buy 1605, but not the bid price. I wanna be filled at 1605 with stop at 89. So 1604, 89, 15 pips. 04 is here. That's the 50 pips to the upside. That's what I'm very interested. 15 pips. But I'm gonna use this 3 levels approach. I'm gonna use this 3 levels approach, 0.10, 0.15, 0.25 from the risk perspective. It's something, if you don't know what's going on, what I'm talking about, visit YouTube and check the risk part 2 video. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do here with eurujpy. So I placed an order to buy 116.04, 89 stop, and targeting this yellow, so something like 54, 57, 58. I'm risking 0.1. There is no way for me within this market. If your usual risk is like, I don't know, 1%, 2%, just forget about this order, right? There is a huge risk that simply market may still want to go lower to even count some. But based on this whole situation over here, I'm going with this 0.1, 0.15, and 0.25 risk approach. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then go and check YouTube, please, as we don't have a time to explain here. All right. Now, last two pairs. So, okay, we know where we are in the eurujpy. So, last two pairs for today: euro pound. Euro pound, and then pound USD, and that's gonna be it. Enough is enough. So you know. Looks like let me have a look on different monitor on the eurujpy. Not filled yet. Okay. Okay. eurujpy. From here, we took out supply here, right? This one. From here, that's really nothing happened. We were inside the whole move here. So there is a still chance we may see a little bit lower prices, right? But basically, because still there are plenty of comments about this big head and shoulders. Of course, that's double right shoulder already. As I mentioned, not once, not twice, actually many times, especially when we were here, then here, that this head and shoulder is not gonna work the usual way. Even if it's gonna work in the future, it's not gonna work usual way because it's so visible, so clear. All right. So that's almost no way it's gonna work, as per the explanation in many books. All right, no way. Still think we've got the chance to trap some sellers, right? Simply by creating the range. Okay, so we may have below this low here, and which is testing right now by the market. So we may see some sellers trying to make the sell the break orders, but I do believe we are gonna to see high levels here, and we are gonna to see the range. It might be all about French election outcome. It might be all about the Brexit. You know, I don't believe we are going to see any kind of the soft Brexit. It's going to be the hardest possible way. The simple answer is that if you want to avoid any kind of the exit in the future, sorry, I have to use this word. The UK has to be punished, right? It's no way they are going to have great conditions after they of course, with the financial sectors that might be some kind of soft, but overall it's going to be tough in my opinion. And just simply to avoid the situation that any other country wants to leave EU. That's my opinion. But I'm gonna to watch carefully what's going on smaller time frames here, any kind of the false break, and I would like to join the party to the upside. I'm not ready to join the party to the downside. It might be closer to the top of the range around 87.70. That's where you know, some kind of the false break, boom to the downside. So let's have a look what we have on the smaller time frame. If we can see something on intraday basis. Looks like we may want to create some kind of the megaphone here. Yeah. Okay, the downside is open, right? 1, 2, 3. Upside 1, 2. I'm not sure if we are gonna to go straight, right? Most probably we have to test 85 again or 85.15 to open the upside as well. Okay, so we are gonna to open upside after 3 touches to the downside and above the midline, so it might be like this. So from the 3rd touch here, we have to go straight to the downside, and it might be possible. So let's have a look one more time. Make it smaller like this. So what we have here. You know, usually when we have some kind of the supply and megaphone, then usually we have some stop counting, and that's so. Okay. My thinking. If you are a bear and you are looking downside, so you wanna see maybe this stop counting above 85. So we are gonna to have 1, 2, 3. On this 30-minute chart. Then what you can do on a smaller time frame, you can go to 5-minute chart and look for this kind of the formation. So rally based, drop below the latest demand, rally back and sell. Okay, so it may looks like first we are going to cross the midline, we are going to hit some stops, and we will try to make something like this. Supply, we will go lower, rally back, and straight move to the downside. Something like this may happen on Euro Pound if you are a bear. If you are a bull, if you are a bull, we can switch to smaller time frame. For now, we don't have any sign of this trend. That was the low, lower low. At least we have to go above medium line, the latest supply. Then, if that's gonna happen, we will have drop, base, rally above the latest supply. Eventually, that could be the case for something below 85, but again, you are buying into 85. I wouldn't say that's the great idea. Okay, so let's skip this idea. Let's get back to 30-minute chart. So the only possible way for bulls, for now, in my opinion, either buying into the bottom range or waiting for this stop here, stop hunting here. So in that case, we are gonna to have on this 30-minute drop, base, rally above the supply. The next supply is around 85.30. You are waiting for pullback and you are targeting 85.30. That might be some kind of the inverted head and shoulders. But what you don't want to see based if I'm the phone, okay, once we open this, you have to see the pullback. You don't want to see the strong rally at the third approach. You want to see the pullback, then that the way is open towards 85.30. I will try to make an update on Twitter. Okay, right. Pound is strong a bit. Looks like bulls want to squeeze some shorts based on the publicly available information that we have a record high amount of record high shorts, pound shorts on the market, right? So latest pound on a daily. I don't think we have any kind of the change. Some kind of the range. Based on daily. Okay. So if you are medium or long term, you are waiting for what's going to happen. We were trying here, so as you can see, every time market was trying to make the break, there was a move to the opposite side. Not sure if it's gonna happen again, we'll see. What's going on a smaller time frame? Oh, sorry. What's going on the smaller time frame? You know my opinion. I would sell pound both hands, but that's my opinion, right? Then I have to kick myself very often, and I have to say to myself, hey, check the chart before you will do something. Of course, it's not working every time. It doesn't work like from time to time. I'm making stupid mistakes, like everyone does. Oh right, let's have a look. What we have and where. All those, yeah, that's done. We hit the stops. So where we have the possible demand. That's possible demand. Yeah. Mm, 24.50, 24.30. That's possible demand on the pound based on this, and I've mentioned on euro dollar that on euro dollar we didn't take out the high after non-farm payrolls high. On pound we did it here, right? And the start of the move was here. So on this 30-minute chart, looks like that's the that's the Riley-based Riley. So on this 30-minute charts, that's where we have the possible demand. We will go lower to check if we can narrow a bit, but let's try to check where we have the next possible supply. The next here for test. Okay, one second. Riley. Here, drop. Might be challenge. might be challenge because it's gonna be, yeah, it's related to what we have here on the 30-minute chart. And this one is most probably, yeah, related to what we have here. Okay, 26 looks like the, yeah, looks like 26 Jan 2597. Looks like 2597 could be the target for the pound, and if you are looking for shorts, so that's 100 pips from here, closer if we are going to see the pullback to possible demand. So let's have a look at what we have in terms of the demand. Okay, what we have and where. And we see right, higher high from here, drop, base, rally. Remember, we are looking for something inside the higher time frame. So I don't care if I have any kind of the supply on 5-minute chart around here, because what I'm gonna do, that's the trade mostly based on 30-minute charts. I'm trying to find any kind of the edge and to get the advantage of it using smaller time frames, but the main possible demand is visible on 30-minute chart, right? So yeah, in the halfway, as you can see. So let's get back to 30-minute chart. So something around 24, right? Jeez, suckers, sorry guys. The minimum euro yen 116.05. So we missed by pip and of course by spread, right? Because I was looking to be filled at 04. Means that depends on your spread, the bid would be should be lower. So they missed our entry by less than pip plus spread. Shit. Guys, if they are gonna go above 25, then I'm gonna cancel my order. Right? Then I'm gonna cancel my order. I will try to update this eurusdjpy shitty stuff. So anyway, looks like it's closer to be the buyer on the pound dollar for now. Different way. Looks for now because the distance is shorter, as much as twice, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, guys. I'm sorry, as I mentioned, I'm doing I'm doing today's live trading room not from my place, using different computers, and actually I did it from the laptop. So just using the one monitor. I will try to go through the questions. If there are any question, I will try to answer by email. So in case you want to ask for something, just put your question into the box, and I will try to check it, and I will try to reply either directly to your email, or maybe I will simply make it available for everyone answering on the Twitter, right? Guys, so for now we were very close on euro yen, and actually euro dollar. Just to make the short summary, euro dollar looks like we are trapped, living as it is. there is a possibility that we are going to see lower levels on dollar yen. So there is still, we are looking to sell. But again, guys, if we are going to be above 110, 120, and it's going to be very close to the close of the day, then you have to be careful, right? Then you can skip your selling at 110 to 40, because we may see higher prices, we may see short squeeze. But at some point, if we are going to close 110, it's going to be midday, morning, whatever, then definitely it might be worth to look around and to look for selling opportunity based on the possible supply we discussed. Euro pound, more or less, I think that's the possible wider range. Euro yen, we know what we are looking for. And pound, 24.40 possible demand, 25.97 possible supply based on intraday. On daily chart, no change, and the range we were discussing a few times already. Guys, so if you have any kind of the question, please leave it in a box. I will go through after the meeting right now, and if anything urgent, I will try to answer, reply ASAP. That was almost 90 minutes. Thank you very much. Hopefully you were on board. For all of you who were first time, please go through the links on the YouTube, so you are going to get the overall idea. Hopefully what we discussed today was useful. Guys, remember about the Easter event, so liquidity, volume, poor, easier to be trapped. So please don't be trapped. Smaller risk, make it as small as you can. You are gonna feel more comfortable, right? That's how I get it. And again, because of the Easter, so happy holiday season, guys. And we are gonna have our meeting after the next meeting after the Easter. That's it from me. My name is Piotr, and that was my pleasure to be with you for the last almost 90 minutes. Have a good day, guys. Take care. Cheers. Bye.